My name is Tommy Doran. I'm from Dallas, Pennsylvania. I'm a triathlete right now. I was a swimmer for 11, no, more than that. I was a swimmer for 14 years. 14 years. I swam D1 for a little bit and am no longer a Division I swimmer, which is mostly why I'm doing triathlon. But the last 2 years, I've really enjoyed it. And last year I decided after my first race that I wanted to try and do my best to maybe try to go pro over the next few years. So the years it was very up and down, and there were a lot of growing pains, definitely. And I think I've gotten better in a lot of places, but I'll start out. I had a really good winter break in training wise. I got in a lot of really good sessions. I was super duper consistent. I was feeling a lot better than I've ever felt before. And then school kind of started again, and I got hurt. I took a little bit of time off running and got back to it. Found some consistency again, March through the beginning of May, where I raced the East Coast Tri-Fest. That race was a bit of an eye-opener for me, for sure. That was the first time I was really facing any real competition. So people that are my age that are also, most of the people at that race are trying to get their pro cards. So, it was a big eye-opener, but also my transitions needed a lot of work. I had so long to practice them, and I just didn't really think that it was that big of a deal because my transitions were, not that horrible at my back mountain race. So after that, I had a little bit of a troubled area in my training. As soon as I got home from East Coast, I got some kind of stomach illness, whether it was from, I don't want to say it was from the pond, but, I saw some ducks in the pond, and I don't have the strongest stomach, we'll say. So that took me out for a few days, but I got back, and then I panic trained the following week and hurt my Achilles, which is the same injury I had back in February, which took me out again for another 10 days or so. Following that, I just tried to take it really easy for a month, where then led me into the Happy Valley 70.3, which again was another learning experience for me. To say the least, I forgot my aero bottle going into the race, and I hadn't actually practiced drinking from the regular bottles that you would put on the frame of your bike, and that's such a rookie mistake. No, I led the race for 46 point something miles, which is pretty cool, but it wasn't cool when I was walking most of the half marathon. So again, learning experience. I finished the race. I won the swim, so, that's good. That's something. Now, moving into summer, I tried to put together a really good run-heavy training block in July that didn't work well. And then over the last 2 months or so, things have been pretty good for the most part. I trained really well leading up to Back Mountain. Training was really balanced. My swimming has felt better than ever, even better than when I was in high school. I could probably PR in some of my races right now. The running's been on the upswing. Back mountain went pretty well. Again, tough conditions on the day, but I never really felt like I was doing badly. I felt like the whole thing went pretty well. And, I felt good a few days later, which is, in stark contrast to how I felt last year. I was broken for a week. So, maybe that's just because I'm more used to doing triathlon. Maybe it's also because I didn't quite go as deep. I actually did a successful draft legal race about 2 weeks ago now in Beaver County, where I raced some studs at the top end. The race wasn't that deep, but racing against some good competition there. I blew up a little bit on the run, but I gave it my best shot. So I think that's what matters the most. I've only got one more race left this year, USPC Tri-Fest in North Carolina. It's a super sprint, draft legal. Should be a pretty fun day. I was recovering from a crash most of the week. So that's not great. I've been on the bike and I've been running. The only real issue is the swimming right now. So hopefully in a week or so, that'll all get straightened out. Got to work on some transitions because I still lost some time in the transitions in the last race I did, but you know, other than that, it was looking really good. So I think the training I've done over the last 2 months has been really solid. So moving on after that race, I guess we'll be in postseason, or not postseason, but off season. I mean, off season is, for this sport, it doesn't exist. It's, you know, just going to be a lot of long training days, probably not a whole lot of intensity for a few months. My first race is actually end of February, Claremont Draft Legal in Florida. Hopefully we do well there so that I can maybe get into a Conti Cup sometime. Maybe, I mean, I'd love to do the Miami Conti Cup race. It's, as of right now, it's the only world triathlon race in the US. So, but if I don't get into that one, I'm sure I can probably get into one of the Canadian Cups over the summer. That's the goal for 2026, is to race in at least one Conti Cup, if not more. I think it would be really cool to get that kind of experience and to see, you know, what I can do against, well, I mean, it wouldn't be the best in the world, but I guess pretty close to the best of the world. Last year, I was not nearly as mature when it came to training. I think right now, I'm really only looking at the key workouts as places where I really need to kill myself, where I felt like last year, it's like if I felt horrible, I would still do the 6 mile zone 2 run. You know, even if my Achilles was not feeling good, I'd still do the 6 mile zone 2 run. Whereas now I think I'm really prioritizing the efforts that I need to do to get better. I think that's one of the things that has kept me healthy over the last few months. I think another big step I've taken with training though is realizing that I need to lift twice a week just to keep myself healthy. And that's not necessarily key training, but are you going to be able to get in any key training if you can't stay healthy for more than a month at a time? Like, if you can't stay healthy for, you know, almost the entire year, I mean, you could probably get hurt once. I mean, most people probably do get injured one time throughout a season, right? But missing 4 weeks over the summer is not necessarily a good plan for getting better. So I've been lifting. I think some of the key sessions I've been doing too is I've been trying to shy away from doing really, really hard run sessions. So I've been doing stuff that's, I usually do more reps at a lower intensity than I think most people would. And I do feel like, at least from, you know, talking with some of my runner friends, that's starting to become more popular within the community. So definitely trying to hit consistent run workouts though. As for the swim, I mean, the swimming is probably the thing that comes easiest to me training wise, just because I've been doing it forever. You don't really have to do anything cute with swimming. It's like, you know, you could do like 2100s, 10 on like 115, and then descend the last 10 from 110 to like 105 or something. The bike, I've definitely tried to do a lot more structured training on the bike. Last year, I was really, really into breaking KOMs. That was pretty much my whole thing, was breaking KOMs. And now I'm trying to go, all right, that's cool, but this is what I need to do to actually get better. So I've been doing a lot more structured bike workouts. It'll be interesting when we transition to the trainer. I've been doing all my workouts outside. So I'm wondering if the wattage, if the watts are going to be a little bit lower inside. And chances are they will be, but you know, it'll be interesting to see how I cope with that. You got to think the watts are the same, but at the end of the day, like, most of us are better outside. So it's funny because I've always really been into movies and I've always really been into sports. So it's like, this is kind of like the perfect marriage of the two. Because it's essentially a movie about sports. But yeah, I mean, I think both Ethan and I have a pretty good artistic vision of what we want this to be in terms of a finished product. I'm really excited to see what it's gonna bring. This can also be kind of like a diary for me as well, to kind of see like how my mindset's affected by change and how I deal with adversity, because I think sometimes it's good to look at things from a third-person point of view. So maybe watching it on film will help me with the mental aspect of training as well. And also, I just think it's cool. Like, you know, like, I just think it's cool. I don't know. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Remember to follow along and subscribe, all that good stuff, so you can watch the journey of what we're putting together. over the next season or so. So should be good.